Hey chillers, welcome back to my channel. So it is Wednesday, which means it is spooky day. And I've decided to start a new series on my channel leading up to Halloween. So when I was young, I read this book called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So for you guys, I have a very special treat. I'm going to be reading each chapter of the book leading up to Halloween, like each story. And I'm going to tell them in the dark, as you can tell by my dark room. So let's get started. Number 1, the big toe. A boy was digging at the edge of the garden when he saw a big toe. He tried to pick it up, but it was stuck to something, so he gave it a good hard jerk, and it came off in his hand. Then he heard something groan and scamper away. The boy took the toe into the kitchen and showed it to his mother. "It looks nice and plump," she said. "I'll put it in the soup and we'll have it for supper." That night his father carved the toe into 3 pieces, and they each had a piece. Then they did the dishes, and when it got dark, they went to bed. The boy fell asleep almost at once, but in the middle of the night a sound awakened him. It was something out in the street. It was a voice, and it was calling to him. "Where is my toe?" it groaned. When the boy heard that, he got very scared. But he thought, "It doesn't know where I am. It never will find me." Then he heard the voice once more, only now it was closer. "Where is my toe?" it groaned. The boy pulled the blankets over his head and closed his eyes. "I'll go to sleep," he thought. "When I wake up, it'll be gone." But soon he heard the back door open, and again heard the voice. "Where is my toe?" it groaned. Then the boy heard footsteps move through the kitchen, into the dining room, into the living room, into the front hall. Then slowly they climbed the stairs. Closer and closer they came. Soon they were in the upstairs hall. Now they were outside his door. "Where is my toe?" the voice groaned. His door opened. Shaking with fear, he listened as the footsteps slowly moved through the dark towards his bed. Then they stopped. "Where is my toe?" the voice groaned. "You've got it." The big toe also has another ending. When the boy hears the voice calling for its toe, he finds a strange-looking creature up inside the chimney. The boy is so frightened he can't move. He just stands there and stares at it. Finally he asks, "What you got such big eyes for?" And the creature says, "To look you through and through." "Well, what you got such big claws for?" "To scratch up your grave." "What you got such a big mouth for?" "To swallow you whole." "What you got such sharp teeth for?" "To chomp your bones." Story 2. The Walk. My uncle was walking down a lonely dirt road one day. He came upon a man who was also walking down that road. The man looked at my uncle, and my uncle looked at the man. The man was scared of my uncle, and my uncle was scared of that man. But they kept on walking, and it began to get dark. The man looked at my uncle, and my uncle looked at that man. The man was very scared of my uncle, and my uncle was very scared of the man. But they kept on walking, and they came to a big woods. It was getting darker, and the man looked at my uncle, and my uncle looked at the man. The man was really scared of my uncle, and my uncle was really scared of that man. But they kept on walking. And deep down into the woods they went. It was getting darker, and the man looked at my uncle, and my uncle looked at the man. The man was terrible scared of my uncle, and my uncle was terrible scared of... "What do you come for?" There was an old woman who lived all by herself, and she was very lonely. Sitting in the kitchen one night, she said, "Oh, I wish I had some company." No sooner had she spoken than down the chimney tumbled 2 feet from which the flesh had rotted. The old woman's eyes bulged with terror. Then 2 legs dropped to the hearth and attached themselves to the feet. Then a body tumbled down, then 2 arms and a man's head. As the old woman watched, the parts came together into a great gangling man. The man danced around and around the room. Faster and faster he went. Then he stopped. and he looked into her eyes. "What do you come for?" she asked in a small voice that shivered and shook. "What do I come for?" he said. "I come for you." Me Tai Dodie Walker, Story 3. There was a haunted house where every night a bloody head fell down the chimney. At least, that's what people said. So nobody would stay there overnight. There was a rich man who offered $200 to whoever would do it. $200? Are you stupid? I wouldn't do it for $2 million. And this boy said he would try it if he could have his dog with him. So it was all settled. The very next night the boy went to the house with his dog. To make it more cheerful, he started a fire in the fireplace. Then he sat in front of the fire and waited, and his dog waited with him. For a little while nothing happened, but a little after midnight he heard someone singing softly and sadly off in the woods. The singing sounded something like this: "Me Tai Dodie Walker." "It's just somebody singing," the boy said to himself, but he was frightened. Then his dog answered the song. Softly and sadly it sang: "Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie Molly Dingo Dingo." The boy couldn't believe his ears. His dog had never uttered a word before. Then a few minutes later he heard the singing again. Now it was closer and closer, but the words were still the same: "Me Tai Dodie Walker." This time the boy tried to stop his dog from answering. He was afraid that whoever was singing would hear it and come after them. But his dog paid no attention, and again it sang: "Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie Molly Dingo Dingo." A half hour later the boy heard the singing again. Now it was in the backyard, and the song was the same: "Me Tai Dodie Walker." Again the boy tried to keep his dog quiet, but the dog sang out louder than ever: "Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie Molly Dingo Dingo." Soon the boy heard the singing again. Now it was coming down the chimney: "Me Tai Dodie Walker." The dog sang right back: "Lynchy, Kinchy, Collie Molly Dingo Dingo." Suddenly a bloody head fell out of the chimney. It missed the fire and landed right next to the dog. The dog took one look and fell over, dead from fright. I said fight. The head turned and stared at the boy. Slowly it opened its mouth and... Ah! Number 4. A man who lived in Leeds. Some say this rhyme doesn't mean anything. Others are not so sure. There was a man who lived in Leeds. His garden was full of seeds, and when the seeds began to grow, it was like a garden filled with snow. But when the snow began to melt, it was like a ship without a belt. And when the ship began to sail, it was like a bird without a tail. And when the bird began to fly, it was like an eagle in the sky. And when the sky began to roar, it was like a lion at my door. And when the door began to crack, it was like a penknife in my back. And when my back began to bleed, I was dead, dead, dead indeed. Ah! Alright, number 5. There was an old woman all skin and bone who lived near the graveyard all alone. Oh, 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 oh. She thought she'd go to church one day to hear the parson preach and pray. Oh, 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 oh. And when she came to the church house stile, she thought she'd stop and rest a while. Oh, 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 oh. When she came up to the door, she thought she'd stop and rest some more. But when she turned and looked around, she saw a corpse upon the ground. From its nose down to its chin, the worms crawled out and the worms crawled in. The woman to the preacher said, "Shall I look like that when I am dead?" The preacher to the woman said, "You'll look like that when you are dead." Ah! He heard footsteps. Oh wait, okay, that's the end. Well, there you guys go. There was chapter 1 of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up so I know. Please follow all my social media down below in the description. You can click my bubble, subscribe to my channel, and then my last video will be right here. Alright, I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace out, chillers.